everyone, it's Leilani. Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to introduce a new series that we will be working on throughout this December called Deconstructing December. So if you watched my Deconstructing Disney videos, you will know that I had some Disney albums from the past that I wasn't happy with. So what I did was I deconstructed them by taking some of the memorabilia and photos out of those albums and created a new 12 by 12 album with all of my Disney trips inside. So those videos are on my YouTube channel if you're interested. But this one, I want to do something similar called Deconstructing December. So you get the idea. These are my old December dailies, and we're going to create something different. Now, before anyone freaks out, I'm not saying that I'm even going to get rid of these albums. I might just pack them away, but I don't want them on my shelves anymore because I'm trying to kind of de-stash my craft room. And if it doesn't spark joy, I don't want it in here. I'm the only one that looks at my albums. And so if I'm not going to look at it, there's really no reason why it's cluttering up my space. Now, the main thing that I don't love about these albums, and I'm sorry about the glare, we will try to avoid it, is the photo quality. So I did these albums back in, you can see 2015 and 2016 and 2017. So yes, my style was different. And the thing is, I didn't really know anything about December Daily. I didn't really watch any types of videos about December Daily. I did all of this just by myself. I didn't follow any YouTube channels or anything like that. And I'm not saying that these albums are horrible. Some people probably look at them and think that they're fine, but for me, I just don't love them. And you probably cannot tell, but maybe if I hold it up, the photo quality is like atrocious. So this is white and this is like this crazy off-white color. Like these pictures have turned yellow, and I don't know what happened there. I was definitely printing my pictures on a different paper. I really didn't know what I was doing at the time. So the photo quality in here in all of these albums is so bad. So I'm really not that happy with them because I don't like looking back on them when the photo quality is so horrible. So like I've said before, I found an old phone that has like basically all of these photos on it. So what my plan is that I'm going to reprint these. So really, I'm not taking anything out of these albums. I'm not really deconstructing this album. That's just what I'm calling this. This was our first Christmas card together. Very sweet. But, you know, I just want to redocument these photos in an album that I will enjoy looking at. Like, for example, I have this spread here about going to see Star Wars that year in the theater. And what I'm going to be using is the Heidi Swapp Storyline Chapters album. And if you'll look, I already redid this one in more like a style that I like and reprinted the photos. And just the photo quality alone looks so much better. It's so much more like bright, and it just looks better. So I'm really happy with that. But that is one of the pages that I did off camera. So a little peek into that spread. But so that's an example. So I'm basically just going to be redoing a lot of these stories. I have some holiday cards in the back. So that is my book from 2015. This got discolored as well. Does anyone else's albums do this? I'm not sure. Mine seem to discolor sometimes on the inside. Then I have this one, same thing here. This is from 2016, and they are either extremely bright photos where I think I tried to reprint them, or they are completely yellowed. So if you look, like this one looks so yellow compared to this, but these are like overly bright. So I've just had some issues with them. I really do like the collection that I used during these. I think some of these were a beautiful mess at the time. But yeah, so I think I'm just going to have a good time recreating and retelling these stories. That picture's so yellow, and these are like insanely yellow. But here was our card that year. I made it on Procreate way back then and did a little thing inside, and then I included a photo. So we will be, these are two of the pictures that we will be documenting today. And I mean, the difference between the yellowing on them is just crazy. So you will definitely notice a difference. But that is one from 2016. And then my last one that I have is 2017. This one I like a little more, but I'm still not in love at all. So like I said, whenever I was doing these albums, I was not like following along on YouTube or anything. I really didn't know about YouTube videos or anything at the time. And what I tried to do this year was I took one picture each day. So I kind of went with a different kind of vibe for this album. But I do have all of these photos, and I just think that it would be really fun to redocument them. Here's one of my favorite Christmas cards that we've ever had. It's so cute. The dogs just really behaved and let us take that photo. But one big thing that happened that year, we got engaged, so I will definitely be redocumenting those photos. But yeah, I'm just giving you a little very quick flip through because I don't love these, and we will be redoing a lot of these photos. So I know some people can totally feel me on this and some people won't quite understand, but that's okay. You know, these are my memories and I want to redo them. So, but yeah, I will probably just pack these up. I do have a big tub of really old albums from like high school and times like that. So most likely I will pack these up, get them off my shelves, but I won't actually deconstruct them. And then we will just keep the new Heidi Swap storyline chapters, take up way less room, and we are going to document those memories in here. So the series that I will be working on throughout the month is just going to be printing off some of these older photos and redoing them. So today we will do a couple layouts, and I will continue to post these Deconstructing Disney videos throughout the month of December, and we will work on, you know, several layouts in each video. So I hope that you enjoy this process, and let's get to it. Okay guys, so this is the first layout that we are going to be working on, and I also realized that in my little real-time beginning, I did say Deconstructing Disney at one point, so that just rolls off my tongue because of course that was the project that I did before, but this is Deconstructing December, so that was a slip up there, but I think that you guys know what I mean. But so for this one, this is the first layout that I recorded for this new album, and I decided that I wanted to use the Feeling Frosty collection from Simple Stories. So I thought that this collection was super cute, and I already knew that for December daily, I was going to be using the Pink Fresh Studio Holiday Magic for the majority of my album, but I wanted to pick this collection up as well because I knew that I was going to be working on documenting these older December memories, and I figured that it would come in handy at some point. So I love a non-traditional Christmas kind of vibe. This is very like snowy, wintry type thing. And I mean, it's never that cold here in Mississippi, not usually, and we don't normally get snow, but of course it's winter time and it's Christmas time. So I definitely don't mind that kind of snowy, wintry vibe. So for this particular spread, we're going to work on this side here first. But so what I wanted to do was basically I printed off my photos at a 3x4, and then there was a cut apart sheet in the Feeling Frosty collection that were also made up of 3x4s. So I cut out that cute little snowman to put at the bottom. And then for this area that I'm working on now, instead of adding another 3x4 card, I decided to just fill this up with different little pieces of ephemera. So I use all kinds of things. Right now I'm adding on the word fam in the alphas. I have some of the die cuts. I have a label. I'm going to put a couple puffy stickers. There's just a big mix of stuff that I kind of add into this blank space. And I like the way that that looked to kind of change it up instead of just having 4 3x4 cards. So the idea was for it to kind of look like a, you know, the set of 4 3x4s inside the pocket that are sometimes used in like 6x8 albums and stuff. That's the vibe that I was going for, but just outside of the pocket. So of course, everything in here won't be in pockets, which is also really fun because for the past few mini album projects that I've been doing, which are all over on Patreon. October Daily, Thankful 30, and now December Daily, I'm using Life Crafted albums. And the way I do those, of course, some is in the pockets, some are outside of the pockets. But I thought that this Heidi Swap storyline chapters would be a fun change just to do something a little bit different. I do really like these albums, especially if you want to work with kind of a traveler's notebook kind of vibe, which is pretty fun sometimes. I do take out probably like 10 or so sheets from the middle of the album before I ever start, just so that it doesn't get too big. I love a chunky album, but I also want something that's easy to work in and that I can easily store, that's not like too terribly big. So I don't mind if these Deconstructing December albums take several of these Heidi Swap storyline chapters, or if I just complete it here with one this year. However it works, I just want to get some of these memories retold. So these particular photos are from 2016, and these were our like little family photo picture that we took for our Christmas card. So me and Will have been doing Christmas cards together since 2015. So this was the second one that we took. Of course, we've always taken these like family photos, but we had started sending out cards, which is always a huge fun thing for me to work on. And this was a little family photo that my mom had snapped of me and Will in front of our Christmas tree in our living room. And of course, we didn't have Penny yet. We didn't get her until 2017. So we had beautiful Greta very sweetly posed for the photo. She was the number one best, most photogenic dog that I've ever had, and she did not mind getting her picture taken, which I loved. So she, of course, was a wonderful sport with looking at the camera, taking pictures like a pro, of course. She knew how beautiful she was for sure. So, of course, these pictures are super special to me now as well, since Greta has passed on earlier this year. So I love being able to document these photos again. They're now great quality, and the coloring is correct, and I printed them off, of course, on the correct paper now and everything. And I'm just really happy to be re-documenting some of these memories that mean so much. So for the most part, that side of the page is completed. I did add a little bit of journaling in there just to talk about this memory in particular, and I date stamped it as well. And now I'm going to work on the left side. So for this one, I knew that I wanted to put those smaller photos of Greta that you might have seen at the beginning. Those are from a different day, but the same year, and they were Greta posing with a little elf kind of hat on. So I didn't know exactly what I was going to do at this point, but I knew that I wanted this page to be a full, like a full patterned page. So I found this beautiful two-toned pink polka dot that I just loved, and I thought it worked so well. I think this collection works perfectly with the color scheme of these photos. They're so light and airy, and the just the kind of pastels and the grays and stuff work really well together. So I wasn't sure how many of these little strips that I needed. I really only need one. But what I'm doing is I'm basically going to make a little flip. So instead of using washi or something, I'm just using a little piece of regular computer paper. So you'll see that I'm going to kind of create a really easy flip. So I just took the paper, folded it in half. I'm going to add some adhesive to the top and adhere the top of my picture right to the little flip, and then I kind of cut it off. Then I'm going to take the second photo that I want to flip. I put adhesive on the entire photo, and I'm just adhering it to the back of the previous one. And then once again, just adding this one to the bottom of the flip, and then there you go. Just like that, super easy, very simple to make in any size that you want. I love like in my Project Life albums to use the Simple Stories flip pockets or whatever they're called, and they are like made out of the pocket page, like clear see-through thing, like the pockets. But that's just because my whole entire album is in pockets, so I like to kind of keep it cohesive and keep my flips in pockets. But in this case, these are super easy to add if you want things to be outside of the pocket. Just a really easy way to make a little flippy. So that was pretty fun. And now what I'm doing is I knew that in the Feeling Frosty paper pack that I got, there was also a 12 by 12 sticker sheet, which is super cool. And I knew that there was a ton of tiny word stickers at the bottom. So I just kind of lined them up. I wanted to keep this page fairly simple. There's a lot going on the opposite page, so I didn't want to get this one too busy. So I am just adding in the tiny words. Now I am switching them around a little bit because I added that pink heart to the top of the tiny words, and then at the bottom of the tiny word strips, I wanted to add a green heart. So I didn't want that green tiny word to be at the bottom. So you'll kind of, hopefully that makes sense, but you'll kind of see what I'm saying here as we go. So then that all kind of matches together. And I really ended up loving the way that these two little spreads turned out. So now I'm just going to add a few of the little stars that I punch out of the gold paper, and that is pretty much it for this layout, I think. So this has been so fun, just redoing some of these older memories, and it just makes me really happy. I can't wait to have this album completed and be able to look through some of these December memories and really enjoy them because, for me, I know that I've already discussed it in the little beginning part, but for me, I'm the only one looking through my albums, and I'm not going to get rid of those. I'll be able to look back at them if I want, even though I doubt I will really want to, but I really care about, of course, the photo quality. And back then I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't watch any YouTube videos. I didn't know about anything at that point. I didn't follow any accounts on Instagram. I didn't know about anything like that. And I definitely was not that familiar with my printer. I wasn't using the correct paper or the correct ink or something. It just did not turn out good. I mean, I have albums from years ago that still have great quality photos in them, like from 2018 and stuff. Whenever I first started Project Life, they definitely didn't yellow like that. So I don't know what was going on, but they're just not fun to look at when they look like that. And so I just really think that I will be so appreciative that I got these photos re-documented. And I'm just so excited that I found that phone that had so many of our older memories and that I'm able to re-document them, because of course these were just the regular photos that I took on the phone, and then I've gone back and edited them to be like brighter and to look a little better before I printed them off. So this is the second little story that we are going to be documenting today. And these were just some cute pictures from like a date day. These were in 2016 as well, I think, or maybe 15. I don't remember, but I definitely date them. And that's another great thing about the pictures being on the iPhone, because they are all dated. So it's really easy to remember when they were taken. So for these were just from a date day when me and Will were out and about, and I was wearing a Christmas sweater and a plaid Christmas skirt and some Christmas earrings. So I thought that these would be kind of fun to document. So I had these 3 selfies that we took. So I printed those off at a 2x3, and then I used one of the Citrus Twist tags as a template, and I used some of the Color Fresh collection paper. So this isn't even Christmas paper, from Heidi Swap, and I used the tag as a template, added my photos to the top of it. I added one of the little Color Fresh like hole reinforcer things to put at the top of the tag for the hole. And then I just added some ribbon that I already had. For the opposite side, of course, I printed off that photo as the full-size photo. So it's about a 7.2 by 9. And then I just rounded the outside corners so that would look nice. And then I added on just now a couple little like gems that I had from a cute little sticker sheet that I got from Hobby Lobby. And then I'm adding on a few gold stars, and I will add a few other things here as we go. But at this point, I wanted to work on my title. So I've been obsessed with these stamp sets that I got from Feed Your Craft during their big sale that they did recently. So I got the uppercase and the lowercase, and they have like the outline here and then the inside of the stamp. So those are like some of my favorite stamps to do, where they have kind of like an inner and an outer stamp. So I decided to make my title Xmas Dates. And then also I love the little asterisk, so I stamped those several times and use those as well. Then I'm using one of my Catherine Pooler inks in a red color, and I am just going ahead and stamping. And now one thing I personally love is to just kind of messily stamp and have them not be directly inside of the outline. I think it looks cuter and better if they're like a little bit imperfect, but if I think it's kind of like a more of an art journaly, messy, crafty vibe. But of course, I'm sure that you could get them perfect if you really worked really hard to do it. But at this point, I'm just doing the inner portion, and then off camera, I'm going to cut all of those out. But by the magic of editing, these will be cut out and ready to go, and we will be able to place our title down. So at this point, I wasn't sure where I wanted the title to go, but I knew that I wanted it to be, of course, on this big full page photo here. So I was thinking about putting it at the top, but then I started to put dates at the bottom to see what that would maybe look like. And I kind of thought that I liked the bottom a little bit more. So then I decided to move Xmas down to see what that looked like. But then I thought that the side was a little crowded. So I go ahead and move dates over to the right side, and then I'm going to add Xmas down to the left side, and it fits pretty perfectly to just have along the kind of rail there of my photo. So I really like the way that that ends up looking. And then we will go on to add a few other little embellishments. So even pictures like this that weren't from any big particular moment, they were still like very of the time. And me and Will at this time used to always go on date days, and we would go and do, I mean, we still do that, but that was just, I remember that being like a really big deal. And I love to dress up in all of my little outfits and everything. So I'm so happy that I have some of these pictures and that I'm able to document some of these older photos. So it just makes me really happy. And I definitely encourage you guys, if you do have some of your older memories and, you know, you haven't documented them. I mean, you could always just do a smaller album like this. You don't have to do it like Project Lifestyle where every single moment gets documented, but it's fun to just have some of those pictures in your album and different stories told and whatnot. So I think that that is really fun. And I know that I'm going to super appreciate that I did this for years to come. So yeah, my plan is for the rest of the month, we will document probably like 3 spreads per video and knock out this notebook in particular. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to kind of continue it, or I might just say that we are good for now for this year. And then who knows, maybe I'll do another one again next year. We'll see. I may have other older memories to document, but I definitely already have a list of all of the stories that I for sure want to tell throughout these Deconstructing December videos. So I'm really excited. So now you'll see I'm adding a few little finishing touches on this side. So I have a label that I will add some journaling to here soon. Also this cute little tiny word that says, "Oh, what fun." And then I add a puffy sticker to the top. I'm also going to add that second little tag here that has a quote in it. So from the Holiday Magic collection from Pink Fresh, I do have a lot of the ephemera packs, and one of them is just tags. So they're really fun because they have all kinds, like ones that you can journal on and ones with large quotes and everything. So I thought that that was super fun. So now I'm going to add a little bit of journaling, just kind of generic journaling. But one thing that I do love about the Deconstructing December project is that I can go back in my old albums and kind of see what journaling I did, and then retell those stories or some, you know, different things like that in this new album, but at least it can take me back to that moment and let me remember kind of what was going on. So now we're going to add all the cute sprinkly bits. So we add a few more of these little stamped stars and also a few more of the gold stars. Then I did bust out the Stays On black ink, which I don't use very often, but I did put that I did use that ink for this because I was stamping on a photo and I didn't want it to smudge. And then if you watched my last haul video, I got a lot of Heidi Swap products, and one of the sticker books that I got had these photo corners. So I end up using a couple of the black and a couple of the kind of corally red photo corners. And I thought that that really set off the side of this page. So I really liked that, thought it was cute. And then I just don't know when to quit. So I go ahead and I add 2015 bigger in these gold letters. And I thought that these looked, or numbers, I thought that these looked nice because I did add on the little sprinkly stars that were gold. So I felt like this was kind of a cute pop. And then actually off camera, whenever I was taking my photos, one of the Holiday Magic Pink Fresh title die cuts that I had kind of fell there on my photo right above the 2015, and it said full of holiday cheer, and I kind of liked just having a jumble of stuff on that side, so I ended up keeping it there. So you actually won't see that in this video, but I will be posting or probably have already posted the photos over on Instagram. So if you do want to see how it ended up, you will be able to see that over there. So then we are just going to do the last little finishing touches, and then I think I give you a brief little flip through of the album, and that's it. So I'll probably add something to the front eventually, and then you'll see these few pages that I've worked on, and that's it for now. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this new series, Deconstructing December. I will be back at you every week in December for more videos. So if you liked it, please give me a like. Please also consider subscribing, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, y'all.